Then we start with the S.
I mean, they train at the ranch, so they're used to spinning,
exactly,
aren't they?
Exactly.
Hello everyone, I am BowserJrXD. Welcome to the Argentine Grand Prix, or actually, what was the... I should actually check for the sponsorship of the race. Hold on. The YPF Energia Argentine Grand Prix at Circuit Termas de Autodromo Termas de Rio Hondo. Race 2 of 22 for MotoGP in 2025. I missed streaming the first one, or my reaction to it, because I was asleep through it. And that was a race won by Marc Marquez. And wouldn't you know it, I think we're coming around to might be to a Marc Marquez season, just as the glory days in the 2010s. 2 sprints and 1 main race in. Marc Marquez is 3 for 3. He starts on pole today with his brother in 2nd and teammate in 4th. Actually, we've had the exact same podium for both sprints and the race. Marquez, Bagnaia. We'll just have to see how this one goes. Alright, so anyway, I'm going to go over the starting lineup real quick, because when they get going quickly. Starting 22nd, driving the number 32, RSGP 25 for Aprilia Racing. 31 years old, from Cesena, Italy, Lorenzo Savadori. He's like the de facto replacement driver, since Jorge Martin is still out with his injuries. Starting 21st, driving the number 23, KTM RC16. The RSGP 25 was in Aprilia from the last entry. So KTM RC16 for Red Bull KTM Tech 3. 27 years old, from Rimini, Italy, Enea Bastianini. Starting... Okay, here we go. Starting 20th, driving number 12, KTM RC16 for Red Bull KTM Tech 3. 30 years old, from Figueres, Spain, Maverick Vinales, the 2017 Argentine Grand Prix winner. Starting 19th, driving the number 35, Honda RC213V for Idemitsu Honda LCR. 26 years old, from Chonburi, Thailand, Somkiat Chandra, one of the first rookie in the field. Starting 18th, driving the number 25, Aprilia RSGP 25 for Trackhouse Racing. 24 years old, from Madrid, Spain, Raul Fernandez. Starting 17th, driving the number 88, Yamaha YZR M1 for Prima Premac Yamaha MotoGP. 30 years old, from Almada, Portugal, Miguel Oliveira. Starting 16th, driving the number 10, Honda RC213V for Honda HRC Castrol. 27 years old, from Urbino, Italy, Luca Marini. Starting 15th, driving the number 79, Aprilia RSGP 25 for Trackhouse Racing. 24 years old, from Kiyoshi, Japan, Ayagura, the second rookie. Starting 14th, driving the number 54, Ducati Desmond Sedici GP24 for BK8 Gresini Racing MotoGP. 19 years old, from Murcia, Spain, Fermin Aldeguer. I don't know. But he's also the highest starting rookie today. Starting 13th, driving the number 43, Yamaha YZR M1 for Prima Premac Yamaha MotoGP. 30 years old, from Townsville, Australia, Jack Miller. Starting 12th, driving the number 42, Yamaha YZR M1 for Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP team. 29 years old, from Barcelona, Spain, Alex Rins. Starting 11th, driving the number 33, KTM RC16 for Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. 29 years old, from Potchefstroom, South Africa, Brad Binder. Now into the top 10. Starting 10th, driving the number 36, Honda RC213V for Honda HRC Castrol. 27 years old, from Palma, Spain, Joan Mir. Starting ninth, driving to number 72, Aprilia RSGP 25 for Aprilia Racing. 26 years old from Rimini, Italy, Marco Bezzecchi, the defending winner at Autodromo Termas de Rio Hondo. Starting eighth, driving to number 21, Ducati Desmosedici GP24 for Pertamina Enduro VR46 Racing Team. 30 years old from Rome, Italy, Franco Morbidelli. Starting seventh, driving to number 20, Yamaha YZR M1 for Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP Team. 25 years old from Nice, France, Fabio Quartararo. All right, let me turn on the audio. Starting sixth, driving to number 49, Ducati Desmosedici GP25, Pertamina GP24.9. Pertamina Enduro VR46 Racing Team. 26 years old from Rome, Italy, Fabio Di Gianantonio. Starting fifth, driving to number 37, KTM RC16 for Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. 20 years old from Mazarón, Spain, Pedro Acosta. Starting fourth, driving to number 63, Ducati Desmosedici GP24.5 or 24.9 for Ducati Lenovo Team. 28 years old from Turin, Italy, Francesco Bagnaia. Starting now for the front row. Starting third, driving to number 5, Honda RC213V for Castrol Honda LCR. 34 years old from Caen, France, Johan Zarco. Starting second, driving the number 73, Ducati Desmosedici GP24 for BKA Gresini Racing MotoGP. 28 years old from Cervera, Spain, Alex Marquez. And on pole, driving the number 93, Ducati Desmosedici GP24.9 for Ducati Lenovo Team. Having won at this track in 2014, 2016, 2019. For a three-time winner, most ever at Termas de Rio Hondo. 32 years old from Cervera, Spain, Marc Marquez. That is the starting lineup for today's Argentine Grand Prix.
We've got the Pirelli rubber laid down for Moto 2 and Moto 3. You just never know, do you?
You never know. It changes. Like you said, this track, we've never had a boring race at this track. So
no, we had some absolute crackers.
Some absolute crackers that we thought we knew the results before the race started, and we were wrong. So yeah, there are no guarantees.
So if Alex, Pecco, Johan Zarco, if they want to beat Marc today, surely they have to get in front of him on that first lap.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's not you saying the obvious thing they've got to get in front of him. It's like, no, it's on that first lap. It's so that Marc can't get into his rhythm at all. And maybe by being in front of him, will that affect his front tyre pressure?
That's what I was going to say, because Michael was saying front tyre pressure shouldn't be an issue here. What's going on with Alex Rins? Just going out wide there. It shouldn't be. But then if he sets his tyre pressure to lead, and then he comes in behind someone,
exactly,
it creates a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be an interesting one. These bikes aren't easy to get off the line as well.
Absolutely, and I think back to him leading by 2.5 seconds over Maverick Vinales here, 2017, and he crashed out with a comfortable lead then at turn 2. He can bite around here. Obviously, Marc Marquez starts as the clear favourite from pole with the sprint win yesterday, but can his brother Alex go on better?
All right.
Can Pecco take the fight to the Marquez brothers?
Let's see if someone that's not riding the number 93 bike can win a race this year. It's time for the second race of the season. Doing it in South America. We're green in Argentina at Termas de Rio Hondo. Alex Marquez has a run down the inside. Can he pass his brother? No, he can't. Oh, he got it wrecked. Someone's off. Marco Bezzecchi in the number 72 Factory Aprilia has wrecked. Bagnaia in third. Oh, Savadori isn't in this race. Okay. So we're down to 20 riders. Johan Zarco settles in fourth. I think both VR46s are in 5th and 6th. Digi and Franco Morbidelli. Bagnaia up to second, but here comes Alex Marquez around the inside of the next turn. He's back in the second position. Johan Zarco tried to follow, but couldn't get by Bagnaia.
Didn't get a start yesterday, but managed to finish 4th. He thinks he's got the pace to the podium, and I think he has too.
Yeah, and race distance, if he's got that start, should stand him in good stead because he has...
Ayagura already up to 10th. Here comes Zarco to the inside. He's by the two-time champion, Pekka Bagnaia. Bagnaia tries to get him back on the next turn. Zarco will move to the outside. Those two will stay nose to tail as their third and fourth.
Back in third, behind Zarco, the two VR46 bikes. Gian Antonio in front of Morbidelli, who's a little bit under the weather, and a wobble on for Morbidelli as they head towards 13.
All right, what I don't know is if this thing will update on its own.
With Juan Mir in 9th place. All Titans up in there, but still Mark leads across the line from Alex.
That's why I have it set up. I might have to switch back and forth every lap or so.
I just don't know if part of it is with the fact that it
Furman Aldegar under investigation.
It's like it's not to the time to do like a proper let your break off moment. But
looking at Pedro Acosta behind his teammate Brad Binder, who started behind him. Well, Acosta's had a less than stellar start. As I think we see V2, VR46 is another spot lost by, or at least it sounds by Franco Fabio Gianantonio. He's down to 7th now.
So keep an eye on the rookie number 54.
Oh, well, that still hasn't updated. Wonderful.
He's made a great start. He's up to 10th.
No further act. Okay, so it was contact between Bezzecchi and Fabio Quartararo that caused the number 72 to wreck out.
We haven't seen it again, but we know exactly, don't we? Just two bikes have been aiming for the same piece of racetrack.
And you're in that situation, like
we got a pass Jack Miller by Luca Marini. That's for 15th, the last point position in MotoGP, because they give points from 15th onward.
Well, yesterday, Alex Marquez had the bike down.
Zarco repasses Bagnaia in the same place he made the turn. Bagnaia tries to make it work back again. Ooh, Zarco tried to pull to the inside of Bagnaia this time. Bagnaia blocks.
No strong points for 4 seasons, or is it 5? You know, all joking apart, and
yellow flag again. One of the KTM Tech 3s is no. Yeah, that's Enea Bastianini. He's still on his bike. He hasn't fallen off of it.
To walk back to the commentary box, it was quite sad seeing Viñales and Bastianini sat on the back of the grid. Like,
man, Viñales was in a factory Aprilia last year. Oh, so it was no. Yeah, Bastianini was in a factory Ducati. Now they're both in the second KTM team, a manufacturer that it seems to be on the brink of bankruptcy.
Hating it. So I'll tell you what, the lap times are so much slower than yesterday. Yeah, the first flying laps yesterday were in the 37s.
Finding really interesting is how well Alex Marquez can stick with his brother. Oh! Oh, Bass.
Running wide. Was it with
Bass, it's like he just went off. Bastianini.
Morbidelli from a long way.
Morbidelli trying to move for 4th place on Johan Zarco. He's going to get it. The runner-up in the 2020 championship.
He's sort of lost a little bit of speed, and he sort of made up for it with doing some crazy lunges.
Remember, soft tyre in there for Morbidelli.
Okay, so he might fade later on because they can basically get one. They basically get one set of tires unless there's rain. So you can have a soft, medium, or hard on either, and you can swap, and you can do a. You can alternate. You don't need to have the same type of tire on the front and the rear. So that leads to several different strategies they can pursue.
For Alex Marquez, you're watching your pit board, and if you can, hopefully, you're pulling away from 3rd place, you can relax because you're in that position where you can save your tyre, try and gain a little bit of slipstream, gain a little bit on corner entry. He looks comfortable sat in 2nd.
You hear the fans cheering as they go round in the final sector.
Oh, Jack Miller got it spinning up just further back. I saw that.
Look, and he looks alongside him there. You do wonder, it's not a criticism.
Oh my God.
Bezzecchi just was bailing out.
Got it all wrong, didn't he? Watch this, he just gets
So
it all
the
wrong.
perspective of Joan Mir. Nah, he was. Yeah, like Bezzecchi was losing it on his own. Looking at from the bike that.
Do you know what? It kicks all funny.
Damn.
His initial grab at the brake, I don't know if.
Wait, Alex Marquez is in the lead. We missed the lead change.
Taken over at the front while we're watching those replays.
Come on, man.
To lead this race.
He did look comfortable, and the pace is so slow at the front. It's a full second a lap slower than what we saw.
Morbidelli looking for a move for 3rd.
I expected it to be slower, the pace, but not by this amount. And I think Mark was trying to control it at the pace he wanted to, and Alex has said, no, I'm going to push it.
His brother, the fly in the ointment today. So, Alex Marquez now leads as
Morbidelli.
Morbidelli to third.
Pecco Bagnaia.
Here, and Zarco looks like he was trying to look again.
As well. No thought about
Like
it.
that's in the turn that he's made his moves every time.
You know, 7th yesterday, but that's points in the sprint for 10 sprints in a row now for Frankie.
Oh, that Mark's wide.
A missed turn.
Tell you what, that's the
He
first
missed
mistake
turn
of the
one.
year, I'd say for Mark. Would you agree?
Well, he didn't look over his shoulder as he did it, did he? What another tyre pressure situation, was it? I don't think so on this occasion. You never know, though. After what we saw in Thailand, I'll tell you, Neil Hodgson next to me is just scratching his head. Just doesn't know what to say. Because this isn't what we expected. Anyway, we always said MotoGP
Is unpredictable.
really unpredictable.
Fastest man on track is Frankie Morbidelli with that soft rear Michelin slick.
By a comfortable margin as well, actually. About a 10th quicker than Alex and 4
Or can he
tenths
catch
quicker
up
than
fast
Mark.
enough?
And we've seen it loads of times before where someone takes a gamble and it pays off. So
Morbidelli hasn't
doesn't
won a
necessarily
race
mean just
since
because, him and his teammates
2020,
pretty much are-
back when he
so
was
gone for
a
soft
championship
spot. So there's
contender.
3 riders
Raul
from
Fernandez has been penalized for causing a crash, presumably the one that sent Enea Bastianini back to 19th place.
Fernandez it was with
So
Enea
he's
Bastianini's
one of the
got
Trackhouse
penalty.
riders.
So
Ayagura's up to 9th.
Aldeguer has completed his long lap. Jack Miller's just got in front of Luca Marini, having spun up off the line. Another one, we've talked about it a lot with the ride-out devices on dirty tracks like this. It happens all the time. Oh, I thought Mia was going to lunge. Through turn 10 into 11.
Alex Marquez stretching it at the front. We're
Okay,
now
medium front,
half a
rear
second
slick.
lead.
That's what Morbidelli is running.
Very
Now, I don't know
interesting
how each of the front or the rear,
Alex said,
how if they tend to degrade
I feel like
differently
I'm
or
within a
whatnot.
tenth of Mark here, whereas I was further behind in Thailand. Mark himself said, I'm not 100% happy.
Yeah.
138.5 now from Alex Marquez.
One thing that's really sticking out to me as this has gone on is the resurgence of the Honda bikes. By and far, they were the worst bikes
Talking about the Marquez show,
for the last 2
this
years.
time it's Alex who's leading.
It's part of why Marc Marquez left the left Honda.
Gurus just got through on Pedro.
He's like he couldn't,
He's the
like they
leader,
had
brilliant.
fallen so far back after he got injured for a couple years that they just couldn't win because they had a bike based around Marquez and it wasn't capable of winning by the time he was back at full throttle. So Ayagura makes the move on Joan Mir for 8th place.
Gura past Mir now.
He started, I think, 15th, so he's up
Motoring.
7 places.
Through turn 6.
Okay, it's not updating on its own. Damn it.
Just hear them.
Okay,
TC just working through there. That's the part
I'll
of
have
the
to,
tie you've got
to
to
renew
hold
that
on to,
every
and
lap.
he's-
Another, so Ayagura. Oh, he said this is still holding on in front of, and Pedro Acosta trying to get by Joan Mir.
That's what Michelin have said. Very easy to burn.
Joan Mir, I believe maybe the only rider in history to win a championship with a single win. Also the only championship for Suzuki in MotoGP before they left.
How wide the Gurus are.
Wait.
Acosta
Oh, never mind.
surely will lunge.
Costa gets by Joan Mir for 9th. Well, I got confused. I thought Morbidelli was in the lead, then I realized that they were showing the battle again in the mid-pack, and it was Digi.
Binder in 6th. Tyre life is the question mark for KTM.
You know, back with Honda.
The geometry, balance of the bike, trying to find it. What Costa said yesterday was after a couple of laps, forget it.
But, so, I mean, there are 2 Hondas in the top 10, 3 in the points.
Well, the Gura
I remember Luca Marini, it was a question of whether he was going to, he might have finished behind Danny Pedrosa, who only did a couple of races. Like, that's how badly they were struggling for points.
on the back straight.
But the Honda just looks a lot better. All the bikes look better compared to Ducati. KTM is the only one I think that is pronounceably worse.
Continue to battle.
Although that being said, I don't think there are any Yamahas in the top 12. besides Alex Rins. Fabio Quartararo was involved in the
Turn 6.
Was it Pedro?
with the contact with Marco Bezzecchi.
You don't want to be doing that, really.
That KTM we know
Who are
is
the other ones?
Not
I don't see
choosing-
Oliveira,
Exactly, that's the problem. It's part
and
of
I
the
don't
issue,
see
isn't it? That's down to
who's the other
well,
one?
they keep talking about balance
And
of the
Jack.
bike.
Oh, never mind. I misread the
It's just
colors.
slightly off. That's
I don't
what
see
they've been
Oliveira.
with a lot.
He must not have started the race either. So I guess we got okay 2 Yamahas and are in the top 15, but not in the top 10. But they were good at Thailand.
Of course, Miguel Oliveira licking his wounds at home. Front three, all similar lap times.
So, did Oliveira get hurt?
Bagnaia 38.8, 38.9 from Zarco and Binder. Di Gianantonio 38.82. On board with Marc Marquez.
This is
Guess
him going
it's
wide, I
the
think.
mistake. Just wide, isn't it? It's not like he's lost the front.
And then, as we've seen in other races, other times this weekend, if you do go wide, it's dirty.
Yeah.
And the silly thing to do is
Push.
try and recover it straight away.
Exactly, do the right thing, just let it drift out wide.
Looks stable down on the brakes, eating up the ground.
That's his favourite corner. That's where he makes all the time. Turn 5. Marc Marquez I'm talking about. Just
Alex says he's stronger here.
Yeah. But he's using more tyre as well.
Yeah. Mark is best in the third sector, this part of the racetrack.
Yeah, especially this corner.
He's
Turn-
flat,
turn
Morbidelli the
9,
fastest
this
again,
one.
although his advantage
Gonna
is
close in.
waning.
And then turn 11, the fast one, which is not this one. Into turn 11 here, this is where Mark normally makes a bit of time.
On board with Morbidelli.
Having a proper solid race.
Really good. Great view.
Why are they cutting the horsepower for these bikes? They run 1,000 cc. I wish they were running, but they're going to cut to 800, I think, at 27.
Rubber in the rear. How will that fare as the race goes on?
All right, lap 9.
Still Alex leads. 8 down.
What replay are we showing now?
Very similar lap times from the top, top 10. Well, actually, top 13 are all within 2:10s.
Joan Mir getting back by Pedro Acosta.
What was it that Ucho said? Was it last 5-6 laps?
Yeah.
Alessio Salucci, of course, who runs the VR46 team. There's the bugs you were talking about.
So many. Have to make sure you've got enough tear-offs on.
There are 8 drivers in the field who have not won a race. Alex Marquez is one of them. He was so close to winning his first race at Thailand. His brother, obviously older brother Mark, rallied right at the end to pass his brother.
Today, when the temperature gets hotter, the mosquitoes come into the paddock.
Also, Alex Marquez is running the old, well, quote unquote old, old Ducati, the one from last year that they rode, the factory team. I've called it so. So is Franco Morbidelli, Fabio Di Gianantonio, and the 2 factory Ducatis running with the GP25. Except, I believe in testing, they found that it was slow. So they ended up basically reverting to a build similar to the old GP24, which is why they ended up calling it the 24.9.
When he crashed in Portimao, had a horrible concussion. He wasn't able to ride a bike for quite some time, and that really put him on the back foot last year.
He's closing. Every lap, just taking a 10th. Really having a tyre. The thing about Frankie, he's aggressive. He'll have a go, won't he? If he gets a sniff, really proved to be a thorn in the side of the Marquez brothers. I think Joan Zarco might be.
Here's Iagura trying to find make a move on Digi Antonio.
On the tail of Bagnaia. We'll have to keep an eye on it. We're on with Agura though. Excellent from Agura.
Oh.
That got tight there, didn't it?
Did you let the brake off there nicely?
Ooh, to the inside, Ozagura. He takes 7th place, or tries to. Nope, Digi Antonio holds on to 7th.
was there, just let the brake off on him.
Man.
Agura quitted himself brilliantly in his second race.
Probably
Yeah, it looks like a veteran there,
overestimated.
doesn't he? He looks really comfortable.
The bike clearly just suits him to a T.
Talking about veterans, there he is. When he signed for Honda, I've got to say, I laughed. It was a couple of years ago. I thought, what a mistake. What a journey you've got ahead of you now. You're not going to enjoy any of it, Johan, but he has...
Okay, Johan
done
Zarco.
He's been the best Honda rider last year on so many occasions, and now he's really reaping the benefits from it.
We forget how class Johan Zarco is as a rider, don't we? Twice the Moto2 champion. Brilliant when he was on the Tech 3 Yamaha. Had great days on the Pramac Ducati, well, not even on the Avintia Ducati, but on the Pramac Ducati when he won in Phillip Island, for example. That was a day to remember. And then, yeah, as you say, when he got on the LCR Honda, when they're in the doldrums, you're thinking, oh, seeing out his career. And let's not forget, he'd had a tough time at KTM previously, when he was there for 6 months.
Alex Marquez currently holds fastest lap at
Maybe he
138.364.
wasn't going to be resilient enough to be able to deal with being on an uncompetitive motorcycle, but he openly admitted he's a more mature person, learnt from his mistakes. And
I always thought he was very honest with KTM.
he was.
Say, look, I'm just not up for this. Can we part ways? New fastest lap of the race. All of a sudden, out of the blue, half a second quicker for Alex Marquez.
Yeah, you feel like that is down to total race strategy. There will have been a plan. He might have even flipped a map on the bike just to allow him to give him a little bit more power.
The funny thing is, Marquez did the same and responded, followed him.
Yeah, it's funny because and then once you look like after 5th place, no one else, they're all doing the same lap times. These boys are now starting to stretch it at the front.
Yeah, they've just pulled on Frankie Morbidelli on that last lap. It's out to 0.9 now. Let's have a see how this one evolves. On board with Bagnaia. Zarco right up his tailpipes. In front, they've got 1.2 seconds, 1.3 to Morbidelli. So, podium still a way away. But we hope that Morbidelli fades as the race goes on, but he looks good for now. We're nearly at half race distance. At 12 of the 25 here at the Termas de Rio Hondo circuit in Argentina. If you have just joined us, Marc Marquez led off the line, but then ran wide at turn 1 for his brother Alex to come through. We don't think it was deliberate. And suddenly Alex, who's led so well from the front so far, is motoring.
It looks comfortable apart from this one corner. Mark gains all the time back that he's lost. I'd say Alex looks slightly faster on the first part of the track. Turns 1, 2, 3 and 4.
Yeah. In here as well. How's that going to be as the race goes on? Will there be a drop-off? If you spin your tyres too much laterally in that
Morbidelli
turn
is
6
falling
or
further
in
and
here in
further
turn
away.
8 or at turn 11, you will pay the price later in the race.
You see, you look round that part of the track again, he's pulling away, is Alex Marquez.
He fancies it, he wants it. Never won a full MotoGP race, Alex Marquez. Is today his day? He'd love to get one over his brother, wouldn't he?
It's funny, the KTM and Hondas look sort of similar with regards to the amount of aero they've got on them. Like I say, if you look at a KTM now compared to a Ducati, the Ducati looks like it's hardly got any aero.
Yeah, the KTM and the Honda have that big rear spoiler like something out of Fast and the Furious, don't they?
Yeah, they look wider as well.
Yeah. Well, they are. The Honda is wide. That's the big change. I wonder if that was Alveziano, if there was something there when he...
Yeah, it makes you wonder.
Because obviously we know Aprilia were the first to go. Look how bulbous it is down the bottom from here. It's definitely looking up for Honda. Still a long way to go. I think Alveziano with Zarco 5th and Mir in 10th. Can be satisfied. Binder doing well to hang on in 6th. There's no forward progress though. They're all in the 39s now, this group. Binder to Gian Antonio, Agura, Acosta and Mir. a front 5 in the 38. And again, Alex Marquez, 138.3, Mark 138.5 on that last lap. Alex continues to churn out the fast laps.
About halfway through the race now.
Beautiful section of racetrack there. Undulations created from a pretty flat topography.
Digi Antonio catching up to Brad
Here's the back of
Binder.
the sixth.
I've noticed
Binder
a
on
lot
the
of field
33.
separation in this
Dijan
one.
Antonio on the 49.
It looks like Digi's been held up slightly, but guess what? You've to try and outbrake Brad Binder, who we know brakes so late, so deep into the corner, uses a lot of rear brake as well.
There's an element as well of Digi trying to hold on to his tyre as long as possible.
Yeah, there'll be that going on as well. There's a chance here. Ooh, I thought
Much
it
more
was gonna-
comfortable with the soft.
You've got to set one up, and it starts here to try and get a good run onto the straight and be smooth on the throttle as you stand the bike up over the ripples. Try and get less weaving, get that little bit of slipstream, and then put yourself in a position where you don't actually have to outbrake him. You've already leveled him. No, again, you see.
The big South African leg sticks out from the side of the bike and makes it impossible
Drop
to go
to
through.
go.
He's fighting here, is Brad Binder.
Fast through there, Binder.
Smoking the rear again. It's a great shot, isn't it, through the back there of turn 6. Gura and Acosta. Acosta's just done a personal best lap. I just feel like both Binder and Acosta just can't express themselves on the motorcycle like you'd want them to.
Like, you know the talent that they've
Yeah.
got. Yeah, you do feel like they're being slightly handcuffed.
It does feel like the project at KTM, yes, we know all the financial stuff behind the scenes. I'm not saying, not stalled, I would say. I think that's...
It doesn't look like it's stalled if you see how the bike has. They've got.
All right, 11 to
you
go.
feel like they are trying things.
Oh, yeah.
But unfortunately, nothing appears to have found them a chunk of time on the racetrack.
The question then has to be about
What happens
their
next?
proprietary things, isn't it? What's up with Alex Marquez up here? Just sat up a little bit, a little
Ooh,
Agura
wide for
Agura.
Agura. That allows
Was a tear off for Alex Marquez.
Acosta to
See
get
how
back
many
by him for
books there
8th
are on
place.
their front screens. As Agura regroups behind Acosta.
These are the long races when you're in a battle like this, and it's hard to try and find a spot to overtake. You've got to be patient. So I got the perfect run out of there. Look at that, that's strange actually. That seems slow, the KTM. So easy for I then, because you've already levelled him in the braking zone. He's going to go wide though.
Really wide. Wanted to, well, got through and then just bit off a little bit more. All the turbulence as well. Maybe arrived at the corner a bit faster than he was expecting. Still at the front. Alex Marquez leads by 0.3 of a second from Mark. 1.8 now back to Morbidelli. But Morbidelli is still quicker than Bagnaia. For now. Past that.
Oh, big moment there for Mark.
Marc Marquez almost
So
had a
comfortable
off.
all weekend, and now he's pushing. He's having to try. His
Next
brother
time by,
is-
it'll be 10 to go.
not gonna
So
give it to
if
him
he wants to
at
get
all.
his second straight main race win
That was close,
and his
that.
4th win of the season in any type of race,
To go. Let's have a look
it's
at
go
it.
time.
The Raiders, that's-
Ooh, my God, that was quite a save. That thing was
For Mark,
that was
that's
super
one of his
twitchy.
strong corners. Alex is pulling on all the corners, and then he's there trying to make it up. I think it's turn 9, turn 11 are the two corners, and turn 5 where Mark seems to have an advantage over his brother.
But in turn 6, Alex definitely is pulling away. And this first sector as well. Right. The 73 on the BK8 Rossini. Leading in almost Argentine colours with the sky blue and white. It closes up again at the end of the straight, as we've seen on a number of occasions.
Watch
This is
Mark,
through
look at
6.
Mark. Look at use his body there as it steps out. Look at that.
And so that bike
Close is
twitched
that?
left and then
Really
twitched
close.
right.
It is actually turn 11, that, isn't it?
Yes.
That's where it happened.
Yeah.
It says turn 6, it was definitely 11.
Definitely
It was
11.
just confusing me when I saw that at the top of the screen. he's recovered anyway. The first time this year so far that we've seen him a bit out of shape. Everything else looks completely under control.
Seen him a couple of times.
We're under that 10 to go stage.
The odd bit of movement.
Started this weekend where it looked like the engine braking wasn't quite how we would have liked it. Like braking into here.
The Marquez brothers are 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the ahead of third place now.
Just think how many hours these two
All right.
have done this.
Well, what did Alex say yesterday? It was like one of their training rides.
Yeah.
Well, he'll have practiced a number of times.
8, 9 to go.
Getting one over his brother. Last one a race, Alex. Malaysia 2023 in the sprints. Last one a Grand Prix, Moto2 days, 2019.
2019, wow, it's been a while. And think about his GP career, Alex Marquez that is, there has been some big crashes. He has thrown it down the road so many times.
It's the closest we've seen Mark for a while now.
Ooh.
Joe, we've seen this over the
He's
years.
like, so close to an actual move, but not able to get a run to the inside or outside of your brother Alex.
When most normal people have a moment and think, okay, that's the limit. And do you know what? Today, 20 points sounds like a good number to me.
Bit of a wider line there for Alex as he's starting stuff. He was wide then. Just on the exit.
Morbidelli's fallen. No, that's Fab. Wait, Digi Antonio.
Yeah, this is the
Looks like he's gotten past Brad Binder.
He is.
Mark.
The favourite spot is normally into the last corner if you're going to have a look.
What's happened is Alex's
Also, like
pace
Aguro's
just
back
dropped
by
38.
Pedro
He's
Costa.
just got that wobble
Ooh.
again.
Yeah, he's going to have a look here.
Does he do what he did to Alicia Spargaro or Valentino Rossi is the question. Back in 2018.
No, he's not going to ride through them.
Marquez now the fast. Mark Marquez now the fastest rider. 8 to go.
Don't we? He'd ride through his own mother, so.
So we'll be watching this through tears, will Rosaire. Back in Cervera. Di Gian Antonio has finally got through on Binder. Meanwhile, at the front.
Mark setting it up, definitely.
For turn 5.
Yeah, exactly. This is it. Through 3. He's got to get a good run.
He's got more tyre. It feels like there's more tyre there for him.
No, but then he loses a bit on exit
Loose
there. So
there.
Position to pass.
Mark Marquez was. Ooh, so Marquez is pulling up inside, trying to get a move. He gets the position. Alex Marquez also faltered a bit. Here's the crossover from younger brother Alex to retake the lead through the turn.
Really, because there was no need for that.
One thing is, he's going to try, if he makes a pass, he's going to try and make it clean, isn't he? You know, he's going to give them both margin. And
give them room, but he came from way too far back.
Marquez, now the gap seems to have widened a bit for Mark Marquez back in second.
By the time he got down the straight, he was too far behind. The problem with doing that is that then you use quite a bit of tyre as well.
Just marched right through the curve.
That was a strange one, wasn't it? Yeah, that was a lunge.
So Alex knows he's got a fight on his hands. How many times has he recreated it on the training tracks of northeastern Spain?
That will give Alex confidence. It's quite a nice feeling when you see someone come past you and you think, you're not getting that stop, buddy. And then you think, okay, he's on the limit, he's pushing.
All right, 7 to go.
The bragging rights as well. He will not be given the win here. Pecco Bagnaia is closing on Frankie Morbidelli ever so slightly. Gap at 1 second between the two Italians. That's for third. Jovan Zarco still there as well, just behind Bagnaia in 5th.
Yeah, Zarco on the Honda is only 4 seconds off the lead. With, 7 laps to go.
Yeah, 6.5 remaining. Again, Alex through there is great.
Yeah, great.
No way, surely this time for Mark to even think about having a go. But then there's the pressure situation, isn't there? Knowing that Mark could pass you at any moment. We've seen people pressured into mistakes in the past.
Got a quarter of the race left to be run.
I'm going to say yes.
He's standing in front of winning his first MotoGP race.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he's going to beat his brother on a you'd have to
Alex
say
Marquez,
slightly
no
better
wins
package.
versus his brother. 63
Latest
wins and
full
6
factory
MotoGP
Ducati,
championships.
where Alex Marquez is
A
on
living legend.
last year's version. I know the 25 version of the Ducati is not a big step, but there are some improvements on it.
Yeah, they even share a few parts, don't they?
Yeah, but slightly different chassis, different swinging arm, different ride height device. I believe it goes even lower.
Yeah, and there is talk that the engine is slightly different.
Yes.
The Monaco kit, and ever so slight difference there.
Yes, slight more RPM, I've been told as well. Right, I feel like
Wow.
5 to go. Last lap. Marc Marquez 700s faster.
138.2.
I don't know if actually wait, now we're at 6 to go. I don't think Bagnaia can catch more Morbidelli.
For Alex is when you look at your pit board and it says plus 0.2.
That's his lap. Marc Marquez 138.243.
He's got the fastest lap now.
Tell you what, these boys are on the absolute limit now.
Looking for another perfect weekend here, Marc Marquez, but his brother is not giving up. Oh, he's closed there. Marc front. Oh.
Closer again.
But the front protested. Through turn 6 still. Alex hangs on.
Mark's looking a little bit ragged.
Exactly that. More than we've seen him. Look, elsewhere, he had to adjust. You know, you get one of those slightly wrong, you're on the dirty part of the track, could be game over, but he's closed up a game.
Ooh.
Ooh, another twitch
That's
to him.
close.
He's trying to set things up, but it's almost like the tyre's not playing ball.
No, they're not playing ball at all.
Alex
The outside,
defends.
Marquez looks.
Perfect line
Doesn't
from
make the
Alex
move.
Marquez there, not giving his brother a chance. But he can sense that his brother's there, obviously.
This is fun, isn't it, to watch? Two brothers. Wouldn't like to be Julian Marquez.
Oh, that's so close. 5 to go.
Watching on.
Take 2.
Marquez looked like he was trying to make a move to the inside. Alex held that
A
line.
little bit more. Yes, he's right.
Here goes Mark to the inside. No, cut off by Alex.
What does Alex do here? 'Cause normally this is Alex's strong point. Yeah, it's not as strong this time. So Mark's closer this time, and he's in the slipstream. He's definitely
Oh
gonna
my
have a
God.
pass.
Here we go.
Marc Marquez makes the pass just like he did at Buriram. He leads within the last 5 laps after having his brother lead the most laps of the race.
In the Argentine Grand Prix, his brother has held out superbly. Has he got any response? Up to turn 7.
You know, it's almost as if he's toying with his younger brother. It's kind of foul when you think about it. Alex Marquez not letting Mark get away just yet, though.
Error-free now to open up a gap. He's going to have to, because Alex is going to chase him.
It'd be interesting to see
Ooh,
what the lap
a little
time
wiggle
is.
there from Mark.
It feels
It was a good pass. It was a clean pass. It's not cost him any time.
and then he's pulled a little bit on Alex. So, just like in Thailand, Alex does the donkey work, but Marc Marquez takes the lead with 4 to
Damn.
go.
Yeah, it's a fast lap time. At
1:38.3.
Yeah, 38.3. I mean, that's not far off the sort of sprint race times. It's 3/4 of a second faster than anyone else has
Damn.
on the track.
He's-
Meanwhile, the battle for 3rd, Frankie Morbidelli is
Yeah, the
being
last lap.
hunted by
6/10
Bagnaia,
faster.
but only by a tenth a lap. It's
Part of that
down
was
to
probably
1
the
second.
pass.
He has broken free of Zarco. You can see on those previous 3 laps how Mark was just quicker and quicker and then quicker again. And in the end, Alex had to give way.
That's the corner he makes the time, but you can see he's on a knife edge. The front of that Ducati.
Well, at least we're seeing it. You know, we said
Yeah,
how
we didn't say
comfortable
that
he looked
yesterday. Yeah, you're right.
At least he's being pushed to the limit.
You can see him using so much rear brake as well.
Played it call in the early stages, Mark, to make sure he had tyre for this stage of the race.
Look at those lap times.
Yeah. Just how it's got quicker and quicker.
Yeah, and the last lap time was the 38.3.
Yeah. Look at them all through the mid-38s, but if that goes down even further, the last three have been his best. Into the penultimate corner. One corner to go, and then 3 laps remaining in the race. Pecco Bagnaia is
He's
closing quickly on
just getting
Morbidelli
faster
here.
and faster.
Yeah.
So
Good
that's what we
lord.
have to see.
Yeah.
I know.
With only 3
I'm
laps to go,
starting to think
you
to
don't
think that
think
Marc
Morbidelli's
Marquez
running out of tyre.
can literally just go give it half 50%, and then pass his brother in the wee end of the end stages of the race and just scoot away.
Told you on the grid it was
Kind of like Kyle Busch during the truck races. You think that he's giving 100%? No, we can afford to give 50-75 and still win. It's
his
wild.
visor.
Yeah.
He's still got a tear. Has he got a tear? Yeah, he's got a tear off on, so he can't take that off. But he's focusing so hard. He's focusing so hard he won't even realise he's got any bugs on his visor.
Eyes intently viewing the prize in the Ducati garage.
He set it all up, didn't he? Got a good run, bit of slipstream, out of the slipstream, job done.
Made it so obvious, made it clear, and then pulled it down to the apex. Look at the stability, that rear tyre.
I'm just looking at the same thing. Look, it's like it's stuck to the ground. And then look, foot straight onto the rear brake to try and take some pressure off that front tyre. He has less engine braking than any other Ducati rider. He wants to control that feeling into the corner. Uses the rear brake. He's still on the rear brake at that point. Right to the point, he lets the front brake off. He almost slides the rear on purpose to help him get it turned. And
Gap's over a
It's
second
the
now.
feel he
It's
has
2 to
with
go.
the right foot, which is so hard. So hard.
Yeah.
You speak to any motorcycle racer, any MotoGP rider who sees
Well,
what he does.
Bagnaia has been closing in on Morbidelli. I still don't think he'll be able to make the path for the podium.
Morbidelli's responded on that lap. You know, when I thought Bagnaia was going to be able to just steal it off him, but he responded well.
Frankie has not had a podium since 2021 in Jerez.
Wow.
Who was he driving for at that
What's going to be
point?
going now?
The VR46.
That was when he was driving for one of
Andre Mino down there.
for Yamaha. So, the factory Yamaha team. No, the former second customer Yamaha team. Which then became the secondary Aprilia, and I think my stream just died. Great, last lap, and I can't watch it. Come on.
But 19
There we go.
total to equal the legend of all Spanish
Yeah,
legends.
the legend in Spain.
He created the legacy for the likes of Crivier, and then the Pedrosas, Lorenzos, and now the Marquez brothers. And it will be fated in Spain, I guarantee you. Down to the penultimate corner. Frankie has responded. This is great to see from Morbidelli.
Really is.
Under the weather yesterday. Really feeling unwell. He's
White
got
flag is out. Last lap at Termas de Rio Hondo.
That last corner, and you've got yourself your first podium since 2021.
Well, it's not there yet. It's still got to hold off the two-time champ.
very similar lap time between himself and Bagnaia. For Bagnaia, it will be a disappointment, obviously. I think third was his expectation. So there'll be a real frustration that Morbidelli has done the job, and he passed him early in the race.
Yeah, and then you come back to your garage and it's party time. Everyone's cheering, everyone's celebrating. And you're sat there in your chair.
Some cool dancing.
Some really uncool dancing. Yeah.
Back. Zarco trying to hold off Digi Antonio in the battle for fifth place as well on this last lap.
All Ducati top 5. Zarco wants to spoil that party. There he is. He has been brilliant this weekend, Johan Zarco. Full credit to the Frenchman.
Digi's setting him up.
Oh,
Oh, he's going to have a
smoking the rear
glad he
tyre.
didn't try there. He was too far offline. Going to be a last corner look.
Yeah, Digi was 7/10 quicker than Zarco on that last lap. But getting there is one thing.
Passing is another.
Is he able to
This looks close. Ooh.
This is going to be cheeky.
Digi Antonio makes the pass on the outside. Zarco can't cross over. That's for 5th spot.
Go defensive.
So 5 Ducatis in the top 5. And here comes Marc Marquez. Career win number 64 for Marc Marquez in the Argentine Grand Prix. Alex Marquez finishes 2nd. Franco Morbidelli 3rd. Francesco Bagnaia 4th. 5th is Fabio Di Giannantonio. 6th, Johan Zarco. 7th goes to Brad Binder. 8th, Ayagura.
Well, you saw them with that. He doffed his cap to his brother. He knows that's like...
9th is Pedro Acosta. 10th, Joan Mir. 11th, Luca Marini. 12th, Alex Rins. 13th, Maverick Vinales. 14th, Jack Miller. And 15th to Fabio Quartararo. So, Marquez equals Angel Nieto with 3rd most wins across all classes. Because back in the day, there are 5 different classes of engine classes, and they weren't really considered like moto,
4 from 4
like
and 2 pole positions.
So he did 125 and 250, mostly the 125 and 50 cc's.
No, me neither. No, he was pushed hard, and I know he's going to say he was because that bike was
And 80
shape.
cc.
That's what the limit looks
But
like.
you know, 500 I think was the top class for a long time. Anyway, that does it for the Argentine Grand Prix. Marc Marquez remains undefeated in 2025. The next race for MotoGP is in 2 weeks at Coda, which is at the same time as Martinsville. So that's fun. But we got the Cup race starting in about an hour or 45 minutes. I'll be back for that. Thanks to everybody who showed up for this. See you next time. See you for that. BowserJrXD signing off.